gentlemen, I am Dr. Arun, Senior Consultant Gastroenterologist and Hepatologist. I am practicing myself in Chandra Gastro Liver Clinic and Endoscopic Center. And it's really a great pleasure for me to meet you all once again in a Gastro Forum after transient period. And today my area of interest to discuss with you about constipation. So it is one of the most constipating area to discuss because it is, while it's a very difficult entity even for the gastroenterologist to tackle. Because what do you mean by constipation? See, if you're going to the toilet, if you're having any difficulty in passing stools, or if you are straining a lot, and when you're passing stools, if you're having any painful defecation, that is the most common definition for constipation. So passage of hard, painful, pebble-like, you will be passing like a rock-solid stools. You cannot be able to pass your stools. Whenever you're going to the toilet, you will be spending most of the time in your toilet, and you couldn't be able to void your stools, pass your stools in a normal way. That's the definition for constipation. If you're going to look into constipation, there are multiple etiology. And how will you classify constipation? See, constipation is one most common entity which is happening in India. Around 1 in 6 population being reported with constipation. Every one patient is among 6 will be diagnosed to have constipation. And if at all, if you are going to have constipation, there are multiple etiologies. It could be a primary or idiopathic constipation. That is the most common entity that we're discussing right now. And next to that, you need to look about any secondary causes, which means you may be having some pathology, followed by some pathology. Following that pathology, you will be having some problems in your colon or anywhere outside your colon also, and followed by you will be developing a constipation and other problems. See, how to approach a patient, how will you approach a patient with constipation? That's the most important entity for me to discuss. See, if you are having painful defecation, if you are having any difficulty in passing stools, and if you are going to strain, the most common population is going to be affected mainly in females. Suppose if you are a pregnant woman, you can also experience constipation. Suppose if you are having thyroid related problem, you can experience constipation. And suppose if you are having long-standing diabetes, you can experience constipation. These are all multiple varied etiologies are there. So primary idiopathic constipation, what is the thing which is going to discuss right now is primary idiopathic constipation. So if you are going to discuss about idiopathic means when you are going to look into a gastroenterologist, you couldn't be able to diagnose any etiology. And everyone is being, so you'll be taking plenty of medications, you'll be going for plenty of doctor shopping. Even after that, your symptoms is not going to improve. So idiopathic constipation, this means if you are being highly tensed up, if you are depressed, if you have any anxiety, and if you are being sedentary lifestyle, if you are obese, if you have any coexisting other disorders like thyroid or diabetes, without any other much focus, if you are going to develop a constipating process, is nothing but idiopathic constipation. And what do you mean by a secondary constipation is nothing but if you are having any abnormality in your colon. Suppose if you are having any piles, for example, you may have some painful defecation. If you are having any fissure, which is nothing but in a linear crack in the anal canal, so if you are going to experience a fissure, that will also cause constipation. And there are so many pathologies that's not my intention to discuss. And if you are going to take any medications for a long time, suppose if you are taking any psychiatric medications, if you are going to use opiates, some drug abuse, if you are going to opiates for pain, and if you're going to take opiates, means that will also predispose you to constipation. There are so many things that to cause constipation. If you're going to take over-the-counter drugs, many medications, native medications, and if your diet is not good, if you're being very sedentary, lifestyle is not good, and if you're having too much of obese, there are so many causes are there to discuss about constipation. So primarily, when you're going to come to a gastro, and you should always remember, even if you're having any neurological problem, suppose if you're having any stroke, if you're having any Parkinsonism, so many other disorders, neurological disorders will cause constipation. And sometimes if you're having any spinal problems, any bony pathology, spinal pathology, that will also can cause you some constipation problem. If you are having any rheumatological causes, like any rheumatoid arthritis, that will also predispose to constipation. So plenty of causes is there. That's not the intention for me to discuss. So if you are going to approach a patient with constipation, the most important entity, we need to take a good history. Not only for the public I want to like to discuss, but even for the practicing physicians, even for the doctors, my interest to discuss with you all. If you are going to approach a patient with constipation, your history taking is the most important. And when you are examining the patient, you need to do a proper assessment, a general examination, and perirectal. See, if you are going to put your hand into your finger into your anal canal, and we need to do a perirectal examination, it will almost take almost 2 to 3 minutes. The perirectal examination will clinch you most of the diagnosis. What is the cause for constipation? Because sometimes a dangerous, dreadful cancer in colorectal cancer can predispose to constipation, even if there is no focus. And when you are coming to the gastroenterologist, after examining, after thorough examination, after baseline history, even if you have not been diagnosed with anything, that's labeled as idiopathic constipation. And when you are coming to the conclusion, some diagnosis is going to label that's being caused as looking as a secondary causes of constipation. So history taking is the most important baseline clinical assessment. So always you should remember what are the precipitating. If you are a female population, there is high risk factor. If you are having a lower socioeconomic status, that population also. Suppose if you are diet with fiber, if you are not going to take a good diet, if your diet is not going to contain a good amount of fiber, which means plenty of fruits and juice, plenty of fruits and vegetables has to be supplemented in your diet. If your diet is lagging in that, and suppose if you're not taking good amount of water, if your hydration process, if you're not consuming more than 2 to 3 liters of water in a day, that will also predispose to constipation. So always, if you want to tackle your constipation, approach a gastroenterologist properly, do a good history, and avoid all sedentary. See, how to manage your constipation, that's the most important entity for me to discuss. So your baseline history taking is most important, and you need to take care of your lifestyle habits. So do good physical activity, do good exercising, do not put much of weight, screen your thyroid, screen your cholesterol, as well as screen your diabetic status, and control your weight in a proper way, and don't sit in one area for a longer duration of time. And if you're having any coexisting, any neurological or any rheumatological problem, consult with the gastroenterologist, consult with the concerned specialty early, and take care of, and also consult the gastroenterologist to deal with the baseline of medications. And next to that, and if you're at all, so these are all the baseline things you need to take care of. Your hydration process, take plenty of water, physical activity, everything has to be done, and followed by your gastroenterologist after doing the baseline examination. He will be prescribing you multiple medications are there. Some laxatives are there, and stool softeners are there. Many medications are there. They will be prescribing you some baseline medication. Don't think that once you are taking some medication, even for one day, don't think within 1 or 2 days your symptom will be improving. See, always you should remember that chronic constipation will always, suppose if you are going, what is the definition? Which means you are passing stools once, only 3 times in a week. You will be passing less than 3 times. There are multiple etiologies of the constipation to be discussed, and suppose the multiple medications are there to manage, and your diet and lifestyle modification is the most important entity. And now the newer concept like biofeedback therapy, so many things are there. And always, sometimes if you are having a secondary flaws, you always look for the pelvic muscles, pelvic floor, dyskinesia, so many other things, so many neurological focus also being there for constipation. Even with that, if you are stressed, if you are depressed, sedentary, your lifestyle is not good, that will predispose to constipation. So do good activity, do good physical activity, do good exercising, reduce your weight, and these are the baseline parameters you need to take care of in your daily routine life. And hydrate yourself in a well manner, and consult the gastroenterologist properly to tackle your constipation. And if needed, we need to screen you with a colonoscopy to look for any alarming pathology. So I will just brush up your knowledge about what are the various alarming features you are supposed to know in managing a patient with constipation. Suppose if you are having any blood in motion, that's one of the most dangerous entity. And any patient, if they are going to feel any mass in your abdomen, suppose if you are going to touch your abdomen, if you are going to identify a mass in your abdomen, that is also a dangerous entity. You need to consult the gastroenterologist early. And unexplained weight loss, suppose if your weight is going down, that is also one dangerous entity. And suppose if there is anemia, which means your blood count is going down, which means there is some evidence of blood loss which is happening in your gastrointestinal tract. So that will also predispose to constipation. That will also, in that entity, if you are having constipation in the later age, suppose if you are crossing around 45, 50 years of age, and if you are going to develop constipation at that point of time for the first presentation, you need to screen yourself properly. So these are all the alarming picture. And if you are going to see any rectal prolapse, which means any mass which is coming out from your anal canal, if there is any protrusion of mass, if there is any blood in motion, these are all the alarming picture. You need to screen out properly and consult the gastroenterologist in a proper way, and tackle your lifestyle modification. Do good physical activity, which will take care of your constipation. If you want to lead a healthy life without constipation, the most important factor of diet and lifestyle modification has to be addressed strongly. That's the main intention for me to discuss with you all. And if there is any query, feel free to discuss with me at any point of time. Thanking you all for patient listening. Goodbye.